At 6:32 a.m. on Sunday, June 11th, a fuel tanker carrying 8,500 gallons of fuel crashed on the Cottman Avenue off-ramp. This section of I-95 carries more than 160,000 vehicles daily. Approximately 2 million people were inconvenienced for 12 days. Almost 40% of commerce on the East Coast was impacted. That morning at 7:45 a.m., Rob Buckley received a call from Harold Windish, a PennDOT area construction engineer. Rob Buckley drew out a rough concept on a piece of paper. They decided on foam glass aggregate after a phone call at 9 a.m. with Archie Filshill, president, owner, and manufacturer of glass aggregate fill located in Eddystone, PA. At 8 a.m., detours were announced to reroute drivers between exits 30 and 32 on I-95. Philadelphia Fire Department was still putting the fire out. Once the site was declared safe by the National Transportation Safety Board, at 12 p.m., demolition began. On Monday, June 12th at 12 p.m., Governor Shapiro signed a proclamation of disaster emergency. At 6:45 p.m., the governor stated that the temporary rebuild would take approximately 3 months to complete. On June 13th at 11 a.m., U.S. Transportation Secretary Pete Buttigieg, Administrator of the Federal Highway Administration, Shailen Bhatt, and PennDOT Secretary Mike Carroll traveled to the site and assessed the damage as demolition was ongoing. On Wednesday, June the 14th at 11 a.m., Governor Shapiro, PennDOT Secretary Mike Carroll, Mayor Jim Kenney, and Ryan Boyer hired Buckley & Company to complete the project. On Thursday, June the 15th, 8,000 cubic yards, approximately 7 million glass bottles of ultra-lightweight aggregate, started to be delivered and stockpiled. By 8 p.m. on June the 16th, Buckley & Company was ready to begin the rebuild. Dr. Archie Filshill, owner and manufacturer of Aero Aggregates, supervised the placement of the material. This project holds the record for the highest production of placement of glass fill in the company's history. Saturday, June the 17th. Everyone was working together as an assembly line, practicing safe measures at all times. Cutting of the fabric, installing the baskets, placing and compacting the aggregate. By that evening at 8 p.m., Buckley & Company had finished 3/4 of the 6-lane backfilled portion of Interstate 95. President Joe Biden stated, "This is the most important job in the United States today." From Father's Day Sunday, June the 18th, work continued non-stop, and by Tuesday, June the 20th at 7 a.m., we had completed the backfilling. The existing roadway had to be squared. We notched all 4 corners to accommodate the 57-degree skew and radius of the existing roadway, set the Gravix T-wall parapet barrier with a moment slab cast in one panel that acted as a moment slab and parapet on the roadway. We locked it in with an additional 810 tons of 2A modified stone. On top of a layer of 2A modified stone, a concrete leveling pad was poured with AA, rapid-set concrete known as the bomb. The fattest precast asymmetrical bifurcated median barrier was set on this pad. 7:30 p.m., June 21st, we were staged and placed asphalt base pavement, a total of 829 tons, and by 4 a.m. June the 22nd, crews were finished paving. Overnight, heavy rains soaked the roadway. Pocono Raceway, compliments of Mike Carroll, Secretary of Transportation, provided a jet dryer to dry the highway to allow line striping that was performed on June 22nd and 23rd to prepare for the opening of Interstate 95.
Everyone has worked around the clock to get this done, and we have completed each phase of this project safely and way ahead of schedule. You know, the experts that first day on Sunday told us it would take months to reopen I-95. We are now on track to open I-95 in just about 2 weeks after the collapse. Buckley, the great Buckley, the contractor. Where is he? Sit up here, my man.
I got a jersey to
This
prove.
guy, look at that, right there, right there. This guy, they rebuilt this road in just 8 days.
Stage 1 reconstruction begins with the outer walls reconstructed. Cores were taken to determine the extent of the damage to the walls. Fire-damaged concrete is removed by a combination of chipping and hydro-demolition. Beam seats were completely removed and replaced. An order to High Steel in Lancaster, Pennsylvania, was placed for 16-plate girders, 103 feet long, weighing 32,000 pounds each. Cleveland Cliffs rolled and rough-cut plates for the girders in record time. High Steel then picked up the flat plate steel from the Cleveland Cliffs Coatesville facility and began the manufacturing. Designed to the new ASH 2 standard for welded plate fabrication, the girders were welded, painted, and delivered in record time. 84 diaphragms were installed. Schuylkill Rubber of Nevada delivered 32 elastomeric bearings that were newly designed, fabricated to Benish's updated design specs. Girders and diaphragms are set in place for the north and southbound outer lanes by Cornell & Company. Deck pans and studs were installed by Structural Services. Due to temperature and traffic constraints, the outer bridge concrete placement was completed during off-peak hours at night. "8,000 cubic yards of ultra-lightweight foam glass aggregate was removed to begin the second repair phase. The inner bridge superstructure and abutment wall is completely reconstructed during this process. On the closed Cottman Avenue ramp, under live traffic, 5 utility runs of various diameters were replaced, along with 1 concrete pipe utility meter pit. At the same time, the final girders were being installed and the deck completed and prepared for concrete. By May of 2024, all northbound and southbound lanes of traffic were open. The entire project was complete. At the request of Governor Josh Shapiro and Mike Carroll, the Pennsylvania Secretary of Transportation, and PennDOT, we would like to thank the efforts of the federal, state, and local politicians, unions, engineers, contractors, suppliers, firefighters, police, and first responders. And special thanks to all the Buckley employees, showing that when we combine our strengths and work as a team, we can achieve remarkable feats. With 0 accidents under extreme pressure, working 10 to 12 hours a day for approximately 1 year, this is a true testament of the American spirit, making the impossible possible.